timing is lousy, that's all. I mean, I understand. Believe me, I understand that flirting is like breathing to you, but in a public place, when we're out with another couple and it's what, a week before they decide whether or not I'm fit to hold office?
There, that's what really bothers you, doesn't it? The fact that you may not be nominated.
Well, it used to be all that you cared about. What's the matter? You don't give a damn anymore?
Now, wait a minute. You're not being fair. I'm the one who got you out of that mess the last time. I'm the one who went to Geraldine.
All right.
I'm the one that told her to go to the party bosses so you wouldn't get kicked out after you were making a fool out of yourself.
All right. Forget about the nomination. I haven't got a snowball's chance, and it's probably decided anyway.
Stop being so negative.
I'll tell you what really bothers me. That you carried on like that in front of Miles and Nicole. Couldn't you see that you were embarrassing the hell out of them?
I was doing no such thing. I think maybe you were the one who was embarrassed. As a matter of fact, it looked to me like you were just plain bored.
Well, what did you expect me to do with you coming on to Elliot like that right under my nose? What am I supposed to do, huh?
Well, why didn't you punch him in the nose?
Oh, yeah. You'd have liked that, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would have loved it.
I don't understand you. You astonish me. You're a throwback, an anachronism. You don't belong in this time and place. No, that's it. You should have been born in the antebellum South, you know, all hoop skirts and crinolines and fans, or Victorian England, where you could have been a professional flirt.
Well, maybe there's a job still open.
Oh, I quit. I give up.
Logan, I'm sorry. Please. Please don't be angry with me. Please. Oh, baby, I didn't mean to flirt like that. It's just that Elliot was all alone, and he's so handsome.
And you're still a newlywed, right?
Well, no. No, really, I don't feel like one. Here I have a 6-month-old baby. I have a husband who's constantly worried about his job. I feel like an old married woman.
Oh, you're practically a grandmother. I'd say senility's just around the corner.
Logan, look at me. I'm young.
All right, you're young. So what?
So it's not going to last. I'm getting old, and that scares me.
Well, Raven, everybody gets old. There must be something good about it.
No, not for me. It terrifies me. The whole idea does. I mean, you don't have to worry. You're a man. Men don't have to worry about that kind of a thing. See, unless a woman is young, then nobody wants her.
Well, that's one terrific oversimplification you got there.
No, look it. I'm a very simple person. See, nobody understands me. They all think I'm really complicated, but I'm not. I'm very simple because all I want is somebody to love me forever and ever. And every time I look at that, then I know it can't be.
Oh, come on now, cut it out. That's silly.
Logan, if nobody wants me, then I cease to exist.
I want you. I always will.
And I knew you could do it.
Well,
I knew it.
Sure glad you knew it. I've spent the last couple of weeks trying to convince myself of the idea that a career in law is not all that important, and I didn't succeed. I wanted this nomination.
And you got it, and I can see why, because you are the best man.
I was really worried. I thought that Winter Austin case, I was sure that would mean I was going to be the district attorney who would serve the shortest term in the history of Monticello.
Well, you stuck it out, and now, honey, you are going to have another 4 years in that wonderful office in the Justice Building.
Don't be too sure. Just getting the nomination does mean that the election's in the bag. I'm going to need a lot of help. From you, from Jamie. After all, voters like to see a politician with a nice, stable family.
When these voters see the most handsome lawyer in Monticello
walking around with this gorgeous woman and an adorable baby, they're going to rush right to the polls?
Well, who cares how fast they get there as long as they pull the right lever?
Yeah. You got it!
I got it!
Must be the press. How do I look?
To use your word, gorgeous.
Oh, hey! Welcome to the renomination committee.
Congratulations. I got a phone call from a friend who's on the committee, and I'm delighted at the news.
Thank you so much.
I have no doubt that with some judicious campaigning, you're going to have another term in office.
Oh, thank you for that vote of confidence.
If there's anything I can do, please let me know.
Oh, I'll do that.
As if you haven't done anything already.
Me? What in the world are you talking about?
Logan, it just dawned on me. I think I realize who your fairy godmother is.
Now, Logan, I can assure you, you won that nomination on your own merits.
Sure.
Geraldine, I know you had something to do with it.
Oh, that's nonsense. I have long since retired from the battlefields of politics.
Everybody on that nominating committee knows you and owes you, and you tell me that you didn't drop even one little word in somebody's ear, huh?
Logan, I didn't speak a word to any member of that selection committee. They simply thought you were the one who could win in November, and that's all there was to that.
Well, I'm going to do my best to prove that they were right.
This is such a wonderful day, and I'm so happy.
I have every confidence that this is just going to be the beginning of a long string of successful campaigns for you.
Well, let's take them one at a time, shall we? Could I get you something to drink, some coffee or
No,
something?
no. I think you should sit down.
All right.
And you should tell us what your first official act as the party's candidate will be, and then Geraldine will give us some advice.
Yes.
No. I have no intention of interfering.
Oh, interfering. Your help would be invaluable. You know all the best restaurants in town.
How's that again?
Well, can you think of a better way to start off a successful political campaign than by celebrating the nomination? Let's party tonight,
Yes,
right?
I think that's a great idea.
All right, now I'll volunteer to babysit with Jamie so you two can celebrate.
Oh, no, you don't. This is going to be a family celebration. That means I want you with us.
Thank you, Logan. I'd love that.
I'm
Good.
sure Mrs. Harris can take care of Jamie.
Terrific, then. I will be on my way now because I promised Draper that I would have lunch with him, and I tell you, feeling so good, just might let him pick up the check.
Congratulations again.
Thank you again. I will see you later.
Goodbye, Mr. District Attorney.
Goodbye, my dear.
That young man is walking on air, and that's as it should be.
All right, Geraldine Whitney Saxon, I want the truth.
About what?
Don't look so naive. You haven't finished with politics. It's in your blood, and I know you had something to do with him getting that nomination.
Raven, I didn't speak to one member of that committee.
I don't believe you.
No, it's the truth. It is. It's the truth. Of course, I did make a phone call to my dear friend, Mayor Findlay, just to suggest that he do everything possible to see that things turned out favorably for Logan.
I knew it!
Confidentially, Raven, the mayor told me that he met with some stiff opposition. It may be an uphill fight.
Geraldine, with you on our side, Logan is bound to win that election.
We all have to do our fair share, don't we? You know, my dear, if my political friends trust me enough to heed my suggestions, then I would hope you will pay attention to what I'm about to say, too.
You have my undivided attention.
Raven, don't do anything to spoil things.
Spoil things?
Getting the nomination was one thing, but inviting the approval of the voters is something over which I have no control.
So?
You're going to be very much in the public eye for the next few months. You're going to play a crucial role in establishing the right image for your husband.
Well, don't worry. I won't eat my peas with a knife.
From now on, your behavior must be exemplary. One step out of line, and it could cause a lot of problems.
What do you want me to do? Walk behind Logan at 10 paces and carry Jamie in one arm and a washboard in the other?
No, all I'm suggesting is that you amend your social life. No more dining out alone and staying out till all hours of the night.
I will do nothing to disgrace Logan.
Raven, one single hint of scandal could be detrimental to Logan's chances. Now, please, don't be offended. I know how much this job means to Logan and to you. I hope you understand that this advice is offered with the very best of intentions.
I know, you're just trying to help. But now, where shall we go tonight to celebrate?
Well, I don't know. Why not someplace that's frequented by politicians? Wouldn't hurt Logan to start rubbing elbows with the right people.
No. We can start campaigning tomorrow. Tonight, I want to have a good time.
That sounds fine to me. Only, no dancing on the tables.
We're going to go someplace. You've never been there before, but you're going to love it. So I will make 3 reservations tonight for the Unicorn. So, here we are, the perfect end to a perfect day.
This is Raven's favorite place.
Oh, I could tell that when you asked her to select a restaurant for this evening. She chose the Unicorn in no time flat.
Yes, well, I picked this spot because it is one place in Monticello that has everything.
Good evening. Oh, congratulations, Mr. Swift. I read about the nomination in the afternoon paper. I'm very pleased.
Thank you very much.
Ladies, allow me to escort you to your table.
Thank you.
It's nice to see you again, Mrs.
Thank you,
Saxon.
Mr. Thorne.
I didn't realize you two knew each other.
Oh, yes, we met some time ago. Although I must admit, I hardly recognized you.
I was in a different profession at the time. I was quite pleased to see your name on the reservation list. Hadn't expected to see you again quite so soon.
That's true. We've seen a great deal of each other lately, haven't we?
Raven, I thought you looked lovely the other night at dinner, but tonight you look even more lovely.
Elliot was with us at Palace Park over the weekend.
Yeah. Sounds like old home week. You and Raven, Miles and Nicole, and Elliot and Mrs. Dawn.
Oh, Elliot came by himself.
Oh, yes, my wife had a previous commitment.
That's too bad.
But I did manage to occupy myself.
Well, it's a shame you didn't get better acquainted with Mrs. Dawn, Logan. You might have persuaded her to endorse your candidacy.
Geraldine, this weekend was just for fun.
And we certainly did have a lot of that, didn't we?
I'd be more than happy to arrange a dinner party for 5. It's the least I can do, Logan. After all, if it hadn't been for you and Raven, I would have spent a most miserable weekend at Palace Park.
Elliot, the pleasure was ours.
What would you like to drink?
I think champagne would be appropriate for this occasion.
Excuse me, Mr. Thorne. There's a phone call for you. If you'll excuse me a second. Mickey, take the order, please. I think champagne would be in order. Yes, Elliot Dorn.
Sarah Albright here, Elliot.
Sarah, this is a surprise.
Not a very pleasant one from the tone of your voice.
Listen, I thought I told you that calling me at the club was inadvisable.
I'm not supposed to call you at the club. I'm not supposed to call you at home. You were supposed to call me, but I haven't heard from you in weeks.
I've been busy.
Wish I could say the same for me.
Well, Sarah, how have you been occupying your time?
Polishing jewelry, mostly.
Listen, I hope you haven't worn any of the gifts I gave you outside of the house.
Relax, Ducky. Although the odds of anyone recognizing the stuff as belonging to Margot are pretty remote.
Listen, but it's a chance we can't afford to take.
Elliot, I want to see you.
Soon.
I'm bored and I'm broke. And I really do need some money.
Listen, I sent you a check only last week.
Well, I went out shopping. And I saw this beautiful outfit that I just had to have. I'm afraid it was a trifle on the expensive side.
Listen, why don't you get a job?
Oh, it's too hot to pound the pavement. Maybe in the fall. Besides, I enjoy living on Elliot Dorn's unemployment insurance.
I am not made of money.
You were the one who forced me to leave my job with Margot.
I had to do that as a gesture to April, otherwise she would have blown the whistle and we would both have been tossed out.
Elliot, I've decided to make your night. I'm going to come down to the Unicorn. I'm looking forward to having a nice long talk with you in that comfy private office of yours.
Not tonight, Sarah.
Why? Do you have a headache?
Sarah, you know how much I'd like to be with you, but tonight the timing couldn't be worse.
Why?
Well, if you have to know, Margot called and she's coming over for dinner. Now, the two of you being here at the same time would present a most awkward situation.
Margot never comes to the club.
She is tonight. I'm sorry.
Well, so am I.
Hey, look, tonight's the worst night he could have picked. My wife's going to be here any second. Matter of fact, she may be here right now.
Hey, listen, sweet baby. You're the one that said you wanted to see me as soon as possible. Now, Logan's been on the campaign trail all day, so he has to go to the office tonight and catch up.
Yeah, I know it's a golden opportunity, but Margot's daughter and husband are going to be here any second, and she wouldn't want to miss that for the world.
Come on, Elliot. You have to think of something. I want you. And Logan may not be home until 1 o'clock or later.
I know it's a license to steal, all right. But I simply have to pass tonight. I'm sorry, Raven.
You will do no such thing. Come on, Elliot. Use your head. You can think of something. Tell her you have to visit a sick friend.
I don't think that old chestnut will work very well. I don't have many friends, and few of them... Hey, wait a second. That might not be such a bad idea after all.
There you go. Your mind's working already. I knew it would.
I may not have so many friends now, but there was a time... Listen, if we could, where?
I don't know. Can't be any place public.
And you loathe motels, don't you? Despite their very great convenience.
Yes, I don't know any of those.
Well, I do know one. It's just out of town on Route 5. It's called Greensleeves.
Mm-hmm. How'd you find out about that?
Oh, I saw it advertised. It's brand new. It's a very great convenience. Now, if you could just swallow your pride once.
All right, I'll meet you there in an hour, and you better be there.
Okay, just a second. You certainly know your own mind, Raven, don't you? Mickey, could you step in here for a minute when you have a chance? Listen, little bird. I had to exercise all my ingenuity to make this rendezvous possible, and yet here I am all by myself.
Elliot, I'm sick about it. I thought for sure Geraldine would be able to take care of the kid, but she's in bed already.
Well, that's what most people are at this time of night. If things have gone according to our plan.
I know, look. I tried to call April, but nobody is answering her phone. I figure she's on the way back from the Unicorn, and I really don't want to do that anyway because Draper is a good friend of Logan's, and who knows what he would think if I walked over there at this hour.
You know, you realize my wife was sitting a few feet away from me when I made this appointment? Do you know what I had to accomplish to get away from under her very nose like this?
Look, baby, everything's going to be all right, I promise you. Logan said that he wouldn't be home until at least 1 o'clock.
Listen, I had to have my bartender pretend that there was an urgent phone call from one of the ex-children of the Earth. I had to pretend that she was threatening suicide to get away from the Unicorn so suddenly.
All right, look. I'll get a babysitter. I'll call Mrs. Harris. I know she'll come.
Well, you won't get her by hanging on the phone with me.
All right, I'll hang up. But look, don't go anywhere, okay?
Hurry.
I'll be there. If I call Mrs. Harris, she'll tell Logan. So there's only one thing to do. Oh, Jamie. You're such a good baby. So you just sleep. You just be a good baby and sleep. Mommy doesn't want to go away. She doesn't want to leave her little boy all by himself, but... well, she's got to. So, I'll be back in about an hour. And you just sleep. Sleep. It is such a shame that these moments are so few and far between.
It's a miracle they happen at all.
You know, it's a miracle this one happened, and I can't believe that we pulled it off at the last minute.
Well, obviously it had to be at the last minute, since you didn't know your husband was working late.
That's right. You'd think the man would have the decency to give me a little advance notice when he left.
Oh, how very thoughtless of him.
And this motel. Do you know, I swore I would never, ever meet in a place like this.
Does the place really matter?
It's just that I knew it was going to be a tacky little joint with a flashing neon sign, and I didn't think I'd be able to relax.
Oh, you were very relaxed.
Well, it's no Palace Park, but it'll do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were very lucky that Margot couldn't join us, and Logan spent the entire day playing golf.
Well, fate is on our side, obviously. Although we'd had to have a helping hand tonight.
Did Margot actually believe that story? That you ran off to help some ex-disciple of yours?
Well, you see, Margot knows how devoted some of my ex-disciples were when I headed that cult movement. So she couldn't very well refuse if I rushed off to aid someone who was threatening suicide.
You are such a clever man.
But the real hoax was perpetrated right under her nose. I had to have Mickey call me on my private line. I took the call a few feet away from her.
You know, you're going to be in some trouble tomorrow, though.
Why?
Because suicides are usually in the newspaper, and when she doesn't read about it, she might be a little suspicious.
Oh, no, but you see, the attempt never took place. I talked her out of it.
Oh, you're so persuasive.
As they say, necessity is the mother of invention. And boy, was it necessary that I see you tonight.
Well, you know what else is necessary?
What?
I have to leave.
Oh, but you told me Logan won't be home for another hour.
Yeah, well, I just want to give myself a little leeway, you know?
You'll need 15 minutes to get there.
No, really, I don't want to take any chances. I have a baby, you know.
Mrs. Harris will take good care of her.
Well, you see, Mrs. Harris isn't there. I called her and she said that she wasn't feeling very well, so she couldn't come.
Oh. Well, whoever is watching the baby will take good care of it. Just who is watching the baby?
Well, if you want to know the truth, nobody. I left him alone.
Raven, how could you do that?
Well, I didn't have any choice. I tried to get a babysitter. I did.
How old is Jamie?
7 months.
7. How do you expect him to care for himself?
Well, look, I knew I was only going to be gone an hour or so. Besides, he's a good baby. Usually I just tuck him in, he goes right to sleep.
But what if something unexpected occurs? What would happen then?
Look, he's going to be all right, so don't worry.
Raven, I'm aware that you have a reckless streak. But, I mean, your actions tonight were totally irresponsible.
Elliot, don't lay a guilt trip on me, all right? You want to blame somebody, you blame yourself.
For what?
Because I would never have left Jamie alone if I hadn't come here to meet you. And I just thought maybe you might appreciate it. So don't worry about him, okay?
Well, if you believe that yourself, why don't you stay longer?
Because I have to get home before Logan does.
Okay. Always a dutiful wife and mother. Well, I suppose it's time for you to run along, Mommy.
I will pretend I never heard that.
I just spoke your sentiments.
Do you like me, Elliot?
I do.
Would you like to continue seeing me?
As often as possible.
Well, then never, and I mean never, let me hear you say Mommy again.
Welcome home.
Oh, God, you scared me.
Yeah. Well, you scared me this evening. Tell me, what time was it when you decided to run off and leave Jamie all by himself?
I just left a few minutes ago. You must have walked in just a couple of minutes before I left.
Left to go where?
I went to the laundry room to see if our things were dry.
At 1:30 in the morning.
Well, let me see. Actually, I think it was a little bit earlier, like around half an hour ago, but I kind of lost track of the time, you know. Jamie was asleep. Come on, will you stop looking at me like I committed some kind of major crime? I was just gone for 30 minutes.
To check on the laundry.
Yeah. You always said you never have anything clean, so I was trying to be a good little wife.
I've been home for 2 hours, Raven.
I thought you said you were going to come home at 1 o'clock. Didn't you say you had to work late because of the election campaign?
I got tired. I got very, very tired. But you'd have been amazed to see how quick I woke up when I came in here and found Jamie babysitting for himself.
Oh, all right.
All right? What's all right?
So I didn't go to the laundry room.
Well, I know that. Can't get you to go down there in the daytime. It scares you. It must be twice as scary at 1:30 in the morning.
I went to a movie, Logan.
TV broken?
No, I just didn't feel like watching television. I went to that French film at Cinema One. I figured if I waited for you to take me, I'd never get there.
Why didn't you get a sitter for our little boy?
I tried. I did. I called Mrs. Harris. I called Geraldine. I even tried to call the little brat
The
downstairs.
little brat downstairs is 15 years old. You really think her mother let her go out this time of night?
All right, Logan, I'm sorry. Look, I just didn't think you'd be home this early. I mean, I didn't know that the movie was going to last 2.5 hours. Is Jamie all right?
Close the door. I turn around. Look at me. Now, you tell me again, where were you tonight?
I told you where I went. I went to see a movie. What do you want? You want me to tell you the plot line? Okay. What's wrong with you? You think I went to some singles bar to pick up a man?
You're not even ashamed. Can't you see? There is something intrinsically, deeply wrong about leaving a 7-month-old baby by himself.
Right. I know I was wrong. I didn't even enjoy the movie. I mean, I spent the whole time worrying about whether he was okay.
But you sat through it anyway, bravely munching your popcorn.
All right, look. I said I was wrong. I admitted it. What do you want me to do?
Tell me, if you could have beaten me home, if that movie had let out an hour earlier, would you have admitted it then, would you? Huh?
You just leave me alone.
Leave you alone. I asked you a question.
Don't you get physical with me.
You wouldn't have said a word about it, would you?
No, I wouldn't have. Why should I? So I could come home and you could maul me?
I'll show you mauling.
Don't you get rough with me. Look, you're up for re-election, and you're not going to be re-elected if you get charged with wife beating.
It might be worth it. You never know.
You are so smart. You are such a hotshot politician, such a great little wit, such a friend to the common people. But do you know what? When it comes down to being a husband and a man, you have no idea how a woman feels, how she thinks, what she wants.
What are you saying, that this is my fault? I can't believe this. All right, I'm a lousy husband. I've been working late at the office, what, a couple nights a week, maybe more? I'm knee-deep in this campaign, but this campaign is over in 2 months. What's your excuse going to be then, huh?
Hit me. You want to do it, you're just dying to do it. Go ahead. Come on, I won't go to the newspapers. You're still going to win your little election. Come on, hit me, Logan.
Well, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You really would like that. That'd make you feel better, wouldn't it? No deal, Raven. No deal. No spanking is going to make this all right.